Now let's round out our discussion of numbers in PHP by looking at the math functions. And there's a number of them. You can take the absolute value of a number. So if you have a negative number, the absolute value is going to be the positive version. So for example, let's say a negative number is minus 35, and a positive number is 22. And then we'll say abs of a negative is absolute value of a negative number and then we'll look at the absolute value of a positive number. So the absolute value of a negative number is the positive value, and the absolute value of a positive value is still the positive value. There are trigonometric functions, if you know trigonometry. So arc cosine, hyperbolic arc cosine, sine, tangent, and so on. You can convert a base between arbitrary bases. You can convert binary to decimal, so this will take a binary string and return a decimal number. So for example, 10100011 is Vindec of 10100011. So this number binary is 163 in decimal. You can take the ceiling of a floating point number. So that's basically rounding the number up. So if we say a value is 5.1, so this is going to be the smallest number that's equal to, the smallest whole number that's equal to or greater than this number. So the smallest whole number that's equal to or greater than b is 5, and the smallest whole number that's equal to or greater than a is 6. So ceiling of a val is 6, and ceiling of b val is 5. And you see we get the integer coming back. There's also a floor function, which takes the largest whole number that's less than or equal to this. So the floor of that is floor. So the largest whole number that's less than or equal to 5.1 is 5 even. And the largest whole number that's less than or equal to 5.0 is 5 even as well. So these should both be 5. So the floor of 5.1 is 5, floor of 5 is 5. And finally, you can round a number. Now round also takes some additional arguments. It takes a precision, so how many decimal points you want to round it to. And it also takes an argument that describes how to handle if you have like exactly 5.5. Do you round that up? Do you round it down? There are a couple of different options there. But since 5.1 is less than 5.5, we round it down to 5, and of course 5 rounded is 5. You can convert a decimal number to a binary string, or to a hexadecimal string, or to an octal string. You can convert degrees to radians if you're using trigonometry. You can raise e, which is 2.718 some odd, to a certain power. This is the opposite of a logarithm if you do engineering type stuff. I showed you floor. So when we were using the modulo function before with the percent, it was always returning an integer. Here's the version that will return a floating point number. So if we take 22.6 modulo 3, this is going to divide 22.6 by 3, which is going to be 7, and then 22.6 minus 21, which is 7 times 3, is going to be 1.6. So f mod of 22.6 comma 3 should be 1.6. And that's what we get. You can also get random numbers. We'll see that in a second. Convert a hexadecimal string to a decimal number. Calculate the hypotenuse of a right-angled triangle. Integer division, if you want to divide 5 by 2 and get 2 coming back, use intdiff for that. You can check whether a number is finite, infinite, or not a number. This is basically a pseudo-random number generator. You can take logarithms. You can take the max and the min of a set of values. So for example, 1.2, 3.4, 6.8, minus 2.2, 7.8. The max should be 7.8. The min should be minus 2.2. So the max is 7.8 and the min is minus 2.2. A slightly better random number generator, converting an octal string to decimal value, pi, which is 3.1415. Power, we already looked at this. If you're in Python before 5.6, you can use the power function to raise a number to an exponent, convert radians to degrees, and then generate a random number. So if you want to generate a random number, you can say my rand equal rand, and then you give it a min value and a max value. So for example, if I want a random number between 3 and 33, this will pick a number between 3 and 33 inclusive. So let's go ahead and try it. So we got 5, 18, 11, 33, 11, 7, 3, and so on. So you see it's between 3 and 33 inclusive. Round we looked at. Here are the parameters. So it takes a value, an optional precision. So 0 means round to the whole number. 1 means round to the tenth place, so like 5.2, 5.3. 2 means round to hundredths. So for example, if you want to deal with dollars and cents, you might use precision equal to, and so on. And then the mode is explained here. Generally, you won't need to worry about these. And last but not least, square root. So if you want to take the square root of a number, you can use SQRT. It's basically the same as we looked at using star star for exponent and raising it to the power of 0.5.